you've ever spent time studying only to realize after 20 or 30 minutes that you don't really remember much about what you've read, this little video is for you. I want to talk with you about the differences between highlighting, which is something that you're very familiar with and probably use quite generously, and something called annotation. I want you to think about annotation as a way to engage with written text, and that could be a textbook that you're using, it could be an article that you've been given to read, anything written that you will begin to annotate as a way to study and recall what you've learned as opposed to highlighting. Now, when I say annotation, what do I mean? Well, I'm talking about engaging with the text in a way that is very active, whereas highlighting is pretty passive. So you may do rewriting in the margins. You could take a heading and turn it into a question. If there are some important points that you want to remember, you write those in the margin using bulleted points. You might circle words that you don't know. You could highlight, but again, very sparingly, numbers or formulas or something very small that you want to remember. You can write a short summary in the margin. You can use emoticons or other kinds of marks, a smiley face, a sad face, an exclamation point for something that's really important that you want to remember. Anything that needs clarification. So annotation is very active. Annotation is something that takes a lot of effort at the beginning of your studying. You're going to put that time into writing. You're activating all your senses. But the payoff is when you think about what you're learning, you realize that there's so much more that you've retained, and your recall is better. You're moving information from that short term, the here and now knowledge, into long-term recall, and that's going to be really effective for you when you begin to study. For folks who have photographic memories, highlighting is wonderful, but most of us don't have that. So I want you to think about an alternative to highlighting, a more effective way of studying and recalling what you've studied, and I want you to try out annotation. Here is an example of what it looks like.